Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdog. I kinda used to hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown.
It's a
Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
You do it. Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown Podcast with Joeyshakes and Philly 500. Joey, what's going on, my man?
I'm good, man. We apologize for the schedule stuff. We were supposed to do the stream Saturday, and then some schedule stuff got in the way, so we decided to do it today. But we've been through a week and a half, a week of training camp, pretty much, and a lot to discuss, a lot to talk about. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot going on, and that's on me. Saturday, my daughter volunteered me to do a bunch of stuff for her and her friends, so I kind of felt obligated. So I wasn't able to go Saturday, but we're here today doing it, and I mean, we got a lot to talk about. That's for sure, because camp is humming along. We got a game Saturday, and it's going to be interesting. What's going on, everybody? Cujo is here. What's going on, Rashad? What's going on, JJ, Chris North, Nathan? Thank you guys for being here. Lewis, thank you for being here. Eric, Quinyanimo, thank you for being here. Maurice, anybody I missed, I apologize. But yeah, I guess really what I want to talk about real quick, just to bring this up because it happened earlier today. But we did have some breaking news this morning. The Eagles signed defensive tackle David Blay, running back Jaquindon Jackson, and our old friend Tarion Jackson. We are placing Elijah Mitchell on injured reserve list and waiving Jaden Roberts and Daquan Wright. Yep. So I don't know really anything, but I mean, we know Jackson, but that's pretty much it, really. You know, I mean, we'll see what happens with these guys, but like, out of everything in camp, like, what's your biggest surprise so far?
You know, I kind of see, you know, Sean Mannion had his presser the other day and really talked about how, you know, the what they do in with practice and how he's running this offense pretty much. And it's not like it's one of those, he's just reading a play call sheet and just running plays. Like, I understand, like Nick Sirianni has talked about, like, running these practices like game-like situations. I think he's completely changing it. Where it's very vocal between offensive coordinator to quarterback. Players are embracing it. And, you know, I felt like when I listened to Sean Mannion, I feel like this is a guy that knows what he's doing. This is a guy that knows how to use his players and knows what he wants. And it feels like he's all by himself doing this, which is great. So I think that's one of the big ones for me that really starts with everything is with him. And the more he talks, the more I listen, and that's a good thing. So,
absolutely. Yeah, I've been very impressed with the offense. I thought they started pretty slow. Of course, the defense was way ahead, but they really have caught up. And it seems like, you know, there's just certain things that they're doing that I like. You know, it's like I love that they're putting Hurts over center, that they roll them out, that they use play action, that it's like they're using the things that they never really have kind of not used. They're throwing over the middle. I mean, Hurts is throwing over the middle a lot, and I think there's a lot of good signs right now. But like, to me, man, I like this Darius Cooper, dude. To me, it is like he may be having the best camp out of everybody. Like, he clearly like had the biggest jump from year 1 to 2. And I'm wondering where this kid's ceiling is at. I'm like all on the Darius Cooper train right
Dude.
now, dude.
I mean, it's
I
like,
think this guy's a player.
I mean, just think of it. It's like he's getting the best practice against like the best defense in the league. I mean, look, you're going against Quinion Mitchell for days. I mean, even today, I mean, had like 5 catches. I mean, between some dig routes and some crossers and some slants and stuff. I mean, even the one on the big deep sideline catch. I mean, he was explosive off the line. He beat Reek Wood, beating Michael Carter on the backside, getting a big catch, keeping his balance and right inside the lines. And yeah, I mean, it's just, what do you do here? I mean, look what Jalen Hurts is having to deal with now during this camp. Like Devontae Smith has been out. You know, Britton Covey is limited. He's coming back because he ended up getting hurt a few days ago. I mean, Johnny Wilson's got a knee injury today, the other day. So, you know, and he needs to stay healthy. And that's really his availability has been the biggest problem. You know, so you know you're down a few receivers now, and he's dealing with guys that weren't on the team last year, and he's trying to build that chemistry. So, I mean, the good thing is about injuries sometimes is that you're opening the opportunities for other guys, and this might have been a blessing for Darius Cooper to get the reps that he's getting right now. I think Hollywood Brown and Jalen Hurts, I think it's been up and down, you know. So I think he's had his catches, and I think Hurts has made his mistakes, which is completely normal. But what do you do now? Like Makai Lemon, like missing all these days is just,
well, that's the question that I was going to ask. Like,
yeah.
what's your level of concern with him missing practice? I mean, he's probably not playing this weekend. Okay, he's already missing practice today. I would be shocked that he plays Saturday.
No, I mean, I don't. It hurts. It's almost like they're gonna have to treat him like Cooper DeJean, like you know when DeJean was hurt last year throughout the offseason program, and he made it to that 3rd preseason game. It's almost like we're gonna see Lemon in a preseason game and kind of get a game under his belt against backups and some practices before the regular season. It definitely hurts, no doubt.
Yeah, it hurts bad. I mean, you know, like some people are going overboard. Like he's a bust. He ain't going to be anything. I don't buy all that stuff.
No,
but he's definitely behind the 8 ball. There's no question about it. But I mean, Darius Cooper, like you said, maybe it's the extra reps. I don't know, but every day in practice, every day he makes one of the best plays during the 11 on 11 drills and stuff. I just think that we need to see what this kid could do, man. Like, could he come in and be your slot receiver? I mean,
yeah,
he's beating everybody. I mean, Parker's to fly says, Darius Cooper's beating Q. Reek should be turning everyone's head. He is. I mean, even the quarterback is mentioning him in interviews. I think we're going to continue to see the rise of Darius Cooper, man. I think we may have a real gem there, you know. No question about it. And then you got Dontavian Wicks. I think he's coming along. He definitely shows flashes of his talent because he's very talented. There's no question. You know, I think he makes like one really good catch and then he might drop a bad ball, but I think he's coming along too. And that wide receiver 2 position is wide open right now. But it looks like there are two guys I would say specifically that I think are making the move. Also think Elijah Moore hasn't been too bad either.
No, he's been pretty. He's been solid. Yeah, he's been solid.
Yeah, so the question is going to be Lemon. How much is it going to hurt him? Because he missed the OTAs, he missed the mini camp, came back like 2 days, and now he's out with a hamstring. It sucks, dude. And I'm not worried about Devontae too much. I mean, Devontae, he'll be fine. But
yeah, I'm not worried.
But I hate that Makai Lemon's losing
valuable time.
And then you got my other question is, what do you feel about Stowers right now? Like he's kind of not been around. I think we may have an issue with that tight end 2 spot.
Yeah, the first 2 picks are a little alarming now, as from like a training camp standpoint. I mean, even we talked about Lebed. I mean, he didn't really have much time. He really hasn't done anything. We really haven't seen like what he is on the NFL level right now, even at a training camp practice. And Stowers, I mean, he was physically abused today by by Michael Carter. I mean, just abused in coverage and couldn't get a catch at all. I think it was the other day, no, 2 days ago, he had a drop and then he had a catch. I think he actually had a touchdown today, but I think it was blown coverage. So I'm probably not going to put too much into that. But yeah, I mean, look, I know, Mannion did talk about, emphasizing using more tight ends, whether it's 12 or 13 in personnel. And because every tight end has different skill sets right now, it just seems like Goddard could do it all. And he's only here for a year. You have Johnny Munt that's pretty much getting all the attention. I mean, even when Stowers is here, Munt's getting all the attention. He's blocking, he's catching. I mean, he's 30 years old, though. He's not a future piece. And Stowers is kind of just back there. And E.J. Jenkins will probably be a practice squad. I want to see if E.J. Jenkins plays better than him. So I don't know what it's going to look like with Stowers, but it's we haven't seen much yet.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember he's a rookie, so these things take time, but it's been a little quiet with him. Nathan thinks that taking Stowers second wasn't what he would have done, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see. We're definitely going to find out. I think about this. Cooper is not much smaller than AJ at all. Only 1.3 inches shorter, 213-pound wingspan. AJ is 32.5 arms. Dude is a unit. Look, if Darius, I saw a thing. They were talking. This was probably like a year ago. They were saying if Darius Cooper was an inch or two taller, he probably gets drafted in the mid rounds. And it's one of the reasons why he went to the school he did. It's like that hurt him, but it doesn't seem like it should have.
Yeah, and we heard from Darius Cooper in camp last year, but it wasn't like that much. It wasn't like this year. And he got into that game against the Bengals and we're like, oh shit, look at him, So it was great. And then he had some opportunities during the season where he got in, he made some catches here or there, whatever. But not like this. I mean, this is like he's not facing the number 3, the third defense. He's not facing Keely Ringo. He's facing Quinn. He's getting the best practice of his career right now in these practices.
It's like every week, dude. I'm very proud and excited about him, dude. I am. And I think, like I said, Wicks is coming along. It'll be interesting to see what they think, though. Like, do they feel like they have a legit number 2 wide receiver? Because that's going to be the question. They need a number 2 wide receiver, and we'll see. No doubt about it. But I'll tell you, the other guy that we need to talk about on the offensive side of the ball is the offensive lineman, Markel Bell. I mean, here's a guy you want to talk about probably the most impactful rookie so far. It has to be Bell because he looks like he's already the backup right tackle, and it looks like he's having a great camp. And with Lane basically saying that he's going to retire after this year, it looks like that we've got our future right tackle, or hope we do.
They've made a few changes. I think, Bell has been doing great, and I hope he does well. And I think, Drew Kendall was another one where we're kind of like looking for him last year. We're like, well, they're putting in I just had his name in my head and I just forgot it. That they put in that center for Jurgens last year. I forgot his name. He left. He went to the 49ers. I forgot his name. Brett Toth. They put him in there last year. So Drew Kendall was like, where is he? So it looks like they're straying away from Drew Kendall at center. They're putting him more at guard now. They want to turn him into a guard. But I think one of the other standouts has been Willie Lampkin. That was the Jeff Stoutland project offensive lineman from the Rams that was coming off an injury that we got last offseason last year. And it looks like they're trying to make him the backup center right now. And we could have a legit backup center, God forbid, if, hopefully Jurgens, we got a little bit afraid because Jurgens missed a couple days. He walked out of practice 2 days straight, which kind of worried me a little bit on what it was. He was on the injury report for 2 days. Maybe it was dehydration. It could have been really anything, but
it was heat. It was heat exhaustion. They said today. That's what it was. 2 days in a row. So that's not the worst thing in the world.
No. So Lampkin definitely, he's definitely up there on my list. Offensive line wise too. So I think we're starting to see some changes. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, no question about it.
Yeah.
No question about it. And Lampkin's been another pleasant surprise as well. So I think we're seeing the offense starting to come along. Jalen Hurts. The one thing they said about Hurts is that he looks thinner and he looks faster than he's looked in like 3-4 years. And one of the things Mannion talked about was that they're not gonna limit Jalen Hurts in terms of running. Like he's still going to run the ball at times, which I think is super important. You can't just ignore the guy's legs, dude. You just can't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I think like even during some of I forgot what it's called. It's like I think it's called. Mannion said it was called the call it periods, where it's almost like you're facing a defense that's pretty much like it's been building the last few years, and it's so good. Like they treat it like a game to a point where he's calling plays or he'll make adjustments like it's an actual game and give some of the play calls to Hurts or change some of the play calls. And it's apparently a very vocal time during these call it periods from offensive coordinator to quarterback. And you're scoring on this defense. I think the last 3 practices offensively have been a lot better than most days that we've had. So you could see that it's starting to gel a little bit. And Hurts is starting to trust, because you don't have some of the starters like Devontae Smith and Mekhi Lemon's not getting the work that he should be getting. You know, the trust is building with Darius Cooper. Like he's starting to throw it his way and really trust the throw, which is great. So
and Wicks too, both those guys are earning it, and that's good. That's exactly what we want. So I actually kind of like where the offense is really right now. I can't wait to see it take the field. Eagles Potter says 500. How do you feel about the Howie signings? Do you think the sign of Nolan Smith being traded? I mean, you mean the ones we talked about today? These little ones? Like I don't think any of these. If this is what you're talking about, I don't think any of these are going to play a factor at all in that. But I do think Nolan Smith does become expendable because of the Jalen Hunt emergence. Like Jalen Hunt is having a great camp, and everybody thinks he's going to be a stud. Now, do the Eagles turn around and give the money that they would have given to Nolan Smith? Do they give it to Jalen Hunt? Because he's got to get a contract extension as well. He's a 3rd round pick. So I think that could make Nolan Smith expendable when Grenard is healthy and things like that, But, hopefully Nolan Smith will show us something too while he's on. I mean, he's been one of the quieter names, in my opinion, so far. Haven't really heard anything about him.
No, I mean, I mentioned that in a video, and people get very defensive over Nolan Smith. And I don't know why. I think just because it's like, well, he's doing stuff. Well, I want to see like where, because I don't see any reports. And honestly, if his name's being called, like, what names I'm hearing? I'm hearing Epeneza's name once in a while. I'm hearing Arnold Ebiketie, like a couple days ago, was getting in the backfield nonstop. Like that. I haven't heard anything about Nolan Smith, like at all. I've heard Jalen Hunt have a really good camp. So that's why I'm kind of sitting here like, they picked up the 5th-year option for next year. They can always rescind it. You got some other guys out there that maybe you want to go get. We've said names before. Now, like I'm hearing Von Miller's name. I'm hearing Von Miller's name a little bit today, which, how much juice does he have left in the tank? I still feel like, even if it's not to the Eagles, I feel like what's his face from the Raiders I feel like he's going to be on the move at some point. I mean, maybe not. Yeah,
he's getting traded.
But I don't feel like he's going to be sitting with the Raiders much longer, Max Crosby. So, I don't know how many defensive ends are they keeping? I mean, can they keep Nolan Smith? Because with Jalen Hunt rising, can they still fit Nolan Smith on the roster? With depending how much they bring.
I mean, they can for 2 years, right? Like if they don't sign him to an extension, but if they sign him to an extension, then I don't know. If they were interested in a Max Crosby, I think Nolan Smith becomes the perfect trade bait for that, because you're then sending them back a young, talented pass rusher who's still got 2 years left on a rookie deal. So I could see something like that in a situation they would want Max Crosby. And I'm not saying that they want Max Crosby at this point, but it's been a little quiet with Nolan Smith, and not necessarily bad. Like, I haven't heard anything bad about him either. It's not like people are saying, Nolan Smith doesn't look right. So hopefully he's healthy, and when we play, hopefully he goes off. I would love him and Hunt both to go off equally.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best case scenario. Yeah. You look at the interior of the defensive line. The Jalen Carter, we've heard nothing but great things about Carter this camp. He looks like he's healthy. He looks like he's dominant. He's a factor a lot right now. So we're hearing good things about Jordan Davis and Carter, which is a very good thing.
Yep, agreed.
Texas Eagle fan, shout out to you too, my man. I didn't like the Stowers pick from day one. Extremely undersized, can't block, didn't do a whole lot in college. His best and really only play during practice is blown coverage touchdown. Yeah, no, I hear you. We need get them likes up. Come on now, hit that like button.
Yeah, do it up.
Make sure you guys subscribe. The throttling is real. Let's do it. Go F yourself. Where you been? I feel like I ain't seen you in a while. Let's be honest, Stowers doesn't look like an NFL player. Look, it's too early for me to tell. I just don't know. I haven't seen a guy play. Like, we're just talking about practice and stuff. I don't think, like, we should look at it like with Stowers and even some of the good things people are doing practice. Like, we can't look at it and say, well, that's the end all be all. They've got to go out and do it in a game time situation, Kyle, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate that. Did you see the EDP documentary yet? No, I have not. And I don't know if I will. So
yeah, I watched it last night, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, Joey's seen it. Let's see here. But thank you so much for that super chat, my man. Did this man say that they can rescind his 5th-year option? Not how that works. Yeah, I thought, know. Can they?
I thought you could.
They can.
They can't.
I don't know if you can or not.
Well, I'm just saying, because everybody's been talking about if they trade him, you know what I mean? Like, if you do trade him, then, and if he's trade bait or something, because everyone's been talking about that he might be trade bait even with the 5th-year option. I don't know how that works. So I figured you could do that.
Yeah, I don't think you can rescind it. Like, I don't know. He's cheap that last year. It's no like
15 million, I think.
So,
isn't it?
So you just let him run it out. But like, I don't know what they're going to do at Nolan Smith. Like, I honestly don't know, because I don't know where they're going to spend all their money in terms of, you still got the other guys assigned. You still have Grenard that you signed. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, maybe the fact that Nolan Smith, doesn't break out, maybe you can get him cheaper. I don't know. I don't know what the Eagles are really thinking, Gabe says, you guys see Robinson and Steen today. Yeah. So did you hear about this? Those two got into a little bit of a melee, and so they got in a fight. It's nice to hear Robinson supposedly hasn't been too bad. He's looked pretty good. He had his best day today, would have had a sack. So it's good to see him coming along too,
Yeah. True.
Let's see here. Roll Philly Dog says, I hated the pick when it happened. You wanted EMW. Yeah. Well, Warren looks pretty good in Cleveland from what I've heard. But look, we talked about that safety too. I mean, we were on board with that.
We were surprised. Well, yeah, because I know we needed tight end, but we were surprised that they didn't pick a safety early. We had a chance, obviously, in the first round. There was a couple we could have maybe traded back. The kid from Oregon and McNeil didn't go to the second round. So, I mean, there was opportunities there, but I guess we have to give the Stowers thing more time. I don't know.
Yeah. Denise says, every player has their learning curve. Some of the great players started slowly before soaring. Yeah, it's true. I mean, the way I look at it with rookies is that when they come in, this first year is really about like where they're at, like what's their starting point, and then from that point, then we got to see them develop. Like, look at Darius Cooper, perfect example. We saw what he did to make the team, but the question was, what was he going to do in year 2? Look at the development from year 1 to year 2, then from year 2 to year 3. So to me, that's what it's about. As far as like Stowers goes and stuff, I have no idea. I have no idea what to think. I always say this. I would much rather have a tight end that can block and catch than just like one guy who can do like catching as a like true weapon, but can't block. I like the all around tight end. I really do.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue I'm going to have is that you have certain like tight ends that have strengths and certain that that have others weaknesses. So if you go on the field and you put a specific tight end in there, like aren't defenses going to dissect like what play
they could
is going to happen?
Yeah, Yeah, sometimes it tips them off like because they know a guy can't block, so they have idea it's a passing situation. The Eagles, the Eagles had that problem with Calcaterra, but they just went ahead and blocked anyways, and he couldn't block. It was horrible. We all saw how bad it was, but as far as like what Stowers is or any I deal with this with Lemon too, like in my videos, but it's like Lemon, people are saying he's a bust. I don't see how you can call a guy a bust or anything until they actually play. Not practicing. It's too early to call anybody anything. We don't know yet. It takes time. I don't even think 1 year in a guy's career you can say, total bust, give up on him. You just don't know. It takes time.
It's true, yeah.
And everybody learns their own way. So that's, that's how they do it. Kyle Cap, thank you for super chat. Should the Eagles run pistol formations with Hurts? I'm not opposed to those kind of things, to be honest with you, but I don't think they will. I just don't think they do that, especially once they give him that big contract. So I don't think you'll see it. What about you?
No, I mean, I don't think. I mean, look, I'm ready to see some of the screen game, the short passing game, some of the outside zone runs. I'm willing to see, maybe we'll see some different things like that if that's what they want to do. I mean, especially if they want to. I've seen them use double back sets from some of these training camps that they've been doing. And using Jalen Hurts' legs has been like the most refreshing thing. Like I feel like Sean Mannion is not wasting any shred of talent that these guys have and any opportunities to where you're being very passive on some of the other skill sets you have in this offense with specific players, like I said. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I like training camp fights. It shows you have some fight. Good on them. It's about time. I love training camp fights, and they better come week 2. When we had this joint practice with the Patriots, I want to see somebody double moonwalk at A.J. Brown's ass. Like, I don't want to see buddy, we missed you, pal. No, I want fights. But yeah. I don't mind fight. Buddy Ryan used to encourage it. He used to love it, dude. There used to be fights at camp, and then they would show his face, and he would be all smiling, happy. I don't mind it either. Leon Penn says, remember when Steen took on 5 Commanders last year? Pause, no Diddy. I don't remember that.
Yeah, the game. I don't remember. I forgot. Yeah, like he fought. I don't know what. I don't know which game that was. Was that the NFC? That was the NFC Championship, was it? No, not last year. No, last year he did that. I forgot what was the first game. I think it was the second game. Yeah, I don't remember.
The second game we sat everybody.
Oh yeah.
Game. I don't remember. I mean, probably. I just don't remember.
Maybe that was 2 years ago.
Texas Eagle fan says, same with Darius Cooper. He's looking great, but you still don't know who. Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I will say with Darius Cooper, the good thing about him is that this is the second year we're seeing it, and we're seeing progression. That's what I like about Darius Cooper. But you are correct. We do not know until you go out and you do it in a game.
Yeah.
It's early, but what I want from Darius. See, to me, we talked about Darius Cooper before camp started, and it was like, well, you got Elijah Moore, you drafted Mekhi Lemon, you brought in Hollywood Brown, you traded for Dontavian Wicks, for Darius Cooper to come in, who was an undrafted free agent and made the team last year. For him to make this team, he's going to have to take a big jump because those are pretty good receivers that he's got to beat out. And what we're seeing is, so far, based upon the practices and stuff, he's outshining everybody. He's outshining everybody. And that's a good thing. Doesn't mean anything. No. I just hope that he can get playing time. And it looks like he is getting more snaps and stuff with the ones and stuff. And let's see how he does, you know?
And he's got an easier route right now because he's got the opportunities on an easy route because there's 3 receivers out. You know what I mean? You got Devontae Smith out and you got Mekhi Lemon out. I mean, those are 2 big ones that he's taking advantage of the time that he's getting right now. So, I mean, we kind of knew that probably he's going to make the team, you know, but he's wrecking right now. I mean, he's taking over right now.
No, it seems like he's one of 2 or 3 of the best guys every practice.
Yeah.
And especially today, they said it was like him and Quinyon Mitchell were the 2 best guys at practice today.
Yep.
So, I mean, you know, we'll see how it translates game-wise. But, I mean, I've said this before. I pictured – my head pictured, you know, like going into the offseason that we were going to have A.J. Brown back, and it was going to be A.J., Devontae, and Darius Cooper in a slot, you know, and it didn't work out that way. But I feel like he can compete, man. I think he's got a shot to be a steal. Like, we might have found a diamond in the rough, a needle in the haystack, because he looks like a player. He just does.
Yeah.
David says that fight could have been exactly what Robinson needed. Very much so, you know. He hasn't been bad.
Yeah.
I could see Reek Woolen got at AJ.
Go at AJ.
Go at AJ. Yeah, maybe. I would think. I would hope Quinyon, somebody do it and fight with him. I want fights, dude. I don't want buddy hugging, laughing, and I don't want to see those pictures, dude. It will piss me off. You know, it just will. What's going on, Elaine? How are you? Good to see you. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, it's. I think overall camp it's been going pretty good, except for all the hamstrings. Like, everybody's got a hamstring injury. That's the crazy thing. It is crazy.
Oh, you know,
how was practice today? It was busy morning. It wasn't bad. Good practice. Go ahead.
I think one. I mean, Michael Carter's having a really good camp. He's having
very good.
Yeah, I mean, look, we talk about safety, and there's going to be an open competition with Epps and Carter. And, you know, Carter, like, you know, he got traded middle of the season last year. So, I mean, it's hard to, like, get fit into a defense that's already established. But now that, you know, re-signing him again this year, having an offseason with the Eagles, like, from the beginning process and easing him into this defense, like, he's playing inside corner, he's playing safety, and he's playing in dime packages as well. So he could be the favorite, and he's making plays, you know, so he's been a big one in this camp.
Yeah, exactly. 500. You think Cooper looking good? It's good because he's just a great talent, or because our wide receivers are light? No, I think he's good. I think he's legit. I really think that he's a victim, and I felt this last year watching him, that he's a victim of the draft, the way they do the draft process, right? He comes from a small school, and he's, 5'11", 5'10", and not 6 foot. If you add an inch or two to him, he probably goes in the mid rounds of the draft. So I think he's just one of those overlooked guys that every once in a while they pop up. And I think he's legit. I think he's legit.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's light, who cares? He's still making plays. Like, even if we're light on receivers and he's getting all the opportunities and we weren't hearing anything and he was dropping everything, or he would, you know, I don't think it matters because the room is light. The reason the room is light is because of the injuries, yes, but he's getting more opportunities because of the light room. So, yeah, that's definitely helping his case, but he's still got to go out there and make the fucking plays, you know, so and he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah. Fabio says, and thank you for super changes. Cooper reminds me of J-Mac, just a bit smaller. Interesting. Well, Macklin, I don't think Macklin might have been taller than him. Let me see.
Yeah.
But Macklin, I don't think he had this, like, the weight. I don't think Macklin was 210 pounds. I think Macklin was, Macklin was 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So he's
a little bit lighter.
Darius Cooper is, let me see. Macklin was listed at 6 foot, 200. Darius Cooper is listed at, let me see, 5'11", 210. See, it's that 5'11", I think that teams get hung up on. But he actually, to me, he looks like Anquan Bolden. That's who he reminds me of. But I actually think a little quicker. But that's a little smaller than Anquan Bolden, but it's what he looks like to me on the field. Maybe a little faster, but a little smaller, But I mean, we'll see, I mean, Bolden was 6'1", 220, so he's not as big as Bolden, but he kind of is built like him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's see. Then he says, Sirianni and Howie said that all the players blew up the fitness testing. The Eagles aren't playing for redemption from last season. Yeah, this team came in tremendous shape. Everybody put the work in. They came in tremendous shape. So there's a lot to be excited about in terms of that.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts at linebacker? Because it looks like you've got, Vaughn is who he is, stud. Looks like Jahad Campbell's progressing nicely, but it looks like the thought process is Jeremiah Trotter looks like a star, or starter, I should say. And there are some thoughts that, how's he going to get on the field? Could he be a guy that you possibly move? I would hope not. But it looks like this is one of the deeper linebackers we've had in years,
Yeah, like even today, or it's a couple of days actually, to where they've been putting Campbell at, I think, second team linebacker, and Trot has been playing middle and outside with Vaughn with first team. So I don't think this really means anything. I think it means a lot for Trotter, that I think he'll be a legit starter next to Campbell next year. But I think you're preparing Trotter as well, just in case there is an injury and he could come in and boom, and he can play immediately. I mean, we've seen what Trotter could do. Like, we know that Trotter could start for another team right now. And he's in really good shape. And he's, as a downhill linebacker, he's great in coverage. He's not bad at all. So I think they're just giving him the reps with first team, just to be prepared for this year. It just sucks because he's had a hill to climb, because you drafted Campbell and then you already had Vaughn here that's playing at a high level. But I think once next year gets here, I think Trotter he'll be ready to go. And I think
I think Trotter's I think he's a stud.
Yeah.
Tanner says, you guys think Nick is playing the offensive starters this Saturday? I hope so, for at least one series. I do not. I do not think Nick is going to play the starters. I just do not think it's something he wants to do, and he'll take what problems comes with that. I definitely don't think he is. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think so either. That's what I'm kind of getting, because like Mannion has really convinced me, and it's like I still think they should be playing in preseason, but he's been running some tough practices offensively, calling plays and trying to keep the defense on their heels and keeping them unbalanced. Like, look, the problem I have is you're practicing against the same guys every day. So if you're a tackle practicing against an edge rusher every single day that knows everything that you do, you guys, that's why you have to have these joint practices, and you have to get these guys in the preseason games to make it more of a game-like situation. And how far are they going into these practices with Sean Mannion calling plays, and he'll be changing plays and scoring touchdowns on this defense? That's great. Do they sit there, they say, okay, Sean Mannion is practicing this hard, getting these guys prepared during the week. Do they need a preseason game? Do they need to get a preseason game under their belt? Are they doing enough in these practices where they don't need to jump into a game like this? I think it's a mistake, but
yeah,
it's not Nick doing this with Patullo. It's not Nick doing this with Brian Johnson. This is Sean Mannion now that's pretty much running the show. Can we trust the Sean Mannion process during the week of practice to not throw them in a preseason game? That's really the question. It scares me a little, but I think it's kind of a mistake to not do it. So
yeah, I don't think they're going to play him, but I mean, we'll see. 4133 says 500. You ever see Philly Grit on Facebook? I have not. I've never heard of that. Have you?
I don't know what that is.
Of that. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is either. But I am sure we do have a quick word from our sponsor. So let's get to that real quick.
Including picking wins, spreads. Prize Picks is America's #1 sportsbook app. It is the best app to use while watching sports. Plus, the great thing about it, it is really easy to use. Just pick a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Boom, you're ready to go. Or if you prefer, you can now do team picks. Now, team picks is great. It opens up a ton of options, including picking wins, spreads, all sorts of things, as I'm going to show you in a second. Plus, Prize Picks is available in almost all 50 states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Now, as I was saying, when you look at the team picks, they often have a bunch of different options to choose from. One of the ones that I want to touch on today is the stage of elimination for football teams this coming season, specifically the Cowboys. Why? Because this is, to me, easy guarantee, okay? This is easy. I have the Dallas Cowboys. I am taking them to not make the playoffs. That's right. I am taking the Cowboys to not make the playoffs. I'm locking in that lineup, and boom, it is ready to go. I love this play. I think this is a great guarantee. And if you like this or you want to do something similar, all you have to do is download the link in the description, download the app, and then use promo code HMA when you sign up. And if you play your first $5 lineup and you win, you'll get $150 in lineup credits. That's $150 in lineup credits. All you have to do is play your first $5 lineup and win. That's right. Just use promo code HMA. Link is in the description. Shout out to Prize Picks.
So shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. I saw a question here I wanted to get to, but I don't know where it went. Jolo says 500. Joey, what are some of you guys' surprises from camp so far? Are you guys sold on Mannion? I am kind of sold on Mannion. Like, I mean, as much as you can be from, where we're sitting right now. I like the things that he says. I like what I see that they're doing. As far as surprises, to me, I think Markel Bell is a huge surprise. I think Lampkin is looking like a surprise. Like I'm very happy with those guys. I'm very, Darius Cooper, you probably could put number 1 on that list. Wicks would be another guy.
Yeah.
And then the defensive side of the ball, I think Michael Carter. I mean, we talked a lot about Carter, and the suspicion was right. They're going to move him to safety, and they have, and they like to move slot corners to safety, and he seems to be doing it fairly well right now. So I think those are the surprises for me that I like so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much everything that Philly said. I mean, and I was going to say on the defense with Michael Carter as well. Because I thought we were still going to have a safety problem till this day. That's what I kind of thought. But because Michael Carter's been here since day one of an Eagles offseason program, and with more practice, and you might have a second Swiss Army knife, which is great with him. So you have one with DeJean, you could have one now with Michael Carter. So God forbid you have injuries, you can always move guys around if you have to, which is good. So.
Yeah,
I agree.
Y'all actually think the passing offense is going to be different? Route concepts, motion, throws across the middle, etc. Because all the same shit was said in 24 with Kellen Moore and lasted 4 weeks. It did. It lasted 4 weeks, and my thought on that is this: first of all, 4 weeks is not enough time for a brand new offense. Okay.
No.
So, Jalen Hurts was struggling, trying to get that offense. There's a lot of turnovers. But I think what happened in 24 was the run game was so dominant. I mean, you were talking about a historical year at running back. And I just think they rode that, and that was something that's not going to happen every year. But even if that didn't happen, you can't judge a new offense by 4 weeks. So the fact that they really gave up on 4 weeks, that offense, I think it was more about what Saquon Barkley and that offensive line was doing in the running game than anything else. But I do think it's going to be different. I do. I gotta hope so.
Yeah, I mean, even though what kind of like scared me, even the Super Bowl year was like those 4 weeks when they couldn't get the passing game going. Even like there was issues where they weren't running the ball enough, and some of the offensive linemen had to go to the office and say, "Yo, we have to use Saquon more. We got to run the ball more." So I mean, like I said, like we only have practices to go off of with Sean Mannion, but like it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks. Like we're gonna blow ourselves up. We're gonna we're going to make a big deal out of things like the first few weeks. We want to see them succeed. It's only natural that we freak out about things, but I think it'll be fine. As long as it doesn't take 10 to 11 weeks, which we were kind of waiting last year for that to happen. And after the bye week, we're pretty much, okay, this is done. This is just the way we're going to play now. So yeah, I like what he's saying. And, I feel like it's almost like when I hear Sean Mannion, it's almost the same vibe as when I'm excited to hear Vic Fangio do his press conference. I feel like I'm not getting bullshitted during a press conference, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I feel like you're dealing with a guy that has a vision for what he wants to do, and he actually has answers to things that come up. As where Patullo, I felt was like, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. You remember, we run the ball just to run the ball sometimes, so you got away from that. And, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's no guarantees right now.
No.
But I like what we're seeing and hearing. And we'll see what that means. What does that mean at the end of the day? I don't know,
Yeah.
But we'll see when they get on the field. Eagles Dynasty says the last thing you want preseason is for a borderline NFL player trying to make a name for himself to take out your star player. Some of these guys get only 5 plays and give. I get it. I get you don't want injury. I totally understand that. But But don't you think they need reps? Like they need reps. Especially offensively. So to me, I would love to see them get a series or two, but I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either, because I think they're getting so much work within the week, and I don't even think they're going to do it week 2. I mean, week 3, obviously, of preseason, they're not going to do it. Week 2 would be like the only shot, and I don't even think they're still going to do it. So
yeah. Eduardo says, all I'm saying is we're thin at tight end. Wouldn't be a bad idea to bring Ertz into complete and see what he has left. All right, I'll ask you, Joey. What are your thoughts on bringing Zach Ertz back?
Well, it means that someone's going to have to be. I mean, that means that they're going to have to kick someone out, and I don't know who they're going to kick out. I mean, they're going to keep 3 tight ends, maybe. I mean. I think it's too early. I think they need to still produce Stowers. I think you got 2 veterans. You got Dallas Goedert. Johnny Munt's a veteran. He's been in the league. He's been to multiple teams. Like, he knows what he's doing blocking wise, and as a pass catcher, he's really not bad. He's kind of mid tier there, so I think he's okay. So I don't think they have to bring in Ertz. I think we panic too much in training camp that we have to go sign somebody immediately. It's not how it works. Like, because we should be used to taking players, whether they're undrafted free agents or players from the draft that are to the mid to the late rounds. And we just have to work with these guys and see what, how they look before the regular season starts. I think there's still a lot of time. We haven't gone through We haven't gone through our first preseason game yet. We haven't gone through joint practices yet. And another team, another jersey, that's really going to show. So the panic button at tight end and bringing Ertz in, I'm kind of not even on board with that. I think we still got to work some of these guys. That's all.
I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to say I'm open to it. I'm open to it only under the condition that you feel that Stowers is so far behind or Munt's not good enough that you need something else. Yeah. I would be okay in that regard. But, I don't think that nothing that I would do now. I need, more time has to go by in training camp. Remember last year, we were almost 3 weeks in when they traded for Jacorian Bennett, but that was after they gave an opportunity to see what Adoree Jackson and Ringo, which one would take the job. Neither of them did. So they went out and they made a move. So if the tight end, if I'm in a position where I feel like my tight ends are weak behind Goddard, I would consider it. The other thing to consider, though, with Ertz that could be a problem is he's coming back from a pretty bad knee injury. He's older. What can you realistically expect from him? I'll say this is you saw the interview with Howie, right, on the podcast or Up at Kate in the morning or something. I forget what it's called. He basically said that they're going to this roster is not complete yet. They're going to make some moves. So I expect it to happen. But it's like they want to see. We're still early enough that they kind of want to see where they have to go. I think we're getting some good signs because I think that some of these receivers are showing life and battling well for that number 2 wide receiver spot. And then I think you got the safety position now. Michael Carter kind of seems like he's doing really well. That may slow up a trade out in one of those two positions and open up for somewhere else in camp where they may think they need to go. Maybe they think they need another pass rusher. I don't know. Yeah, but something's going to happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, and even when you're talking about the tight ends, I'm not look, I just, a little bit of time, there's time, if they feel like, we're not really seeing much, then sure, if you want to make a move, that's fine to solidify it. And Stowers is just not doing enough, and maybe Munt's just not the answer. I mean, who knows? I think down the line, sure. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I think there's time. You got to remember, we're this time, and I keep doing it myself, but we started camp 10 days earlier than we started now. We're not 10 days, but a good 5-6 days. So it was a full week of practice that we're behind. This time last year, we've already played in one preseason game. So we don't play our first until Saturday. So we still have time. Jolo says 500, Joey, with the dismissal or AJ, do you guys think Hurts is relieved that he's gone? Because every time I see him, he seems so excited to play with his team. I do think it's I don't think it's only AJ. Like everybody's saying, oh, look at Hurts smiling. He's glad AJ isn't there. I think that's part of it. But the other part of it is I think he actually likes the offensive coordinator and the offense. I really believe these guys did not like Patullo. They did not like what they were doing on offense. I think they despised it. And I think they checked out at times, not just AJ. So I think it's a combination.
Yeah.
Of the two.
The other, besides AJ, I think they were being professionals and be respectful, and they weren't going to make a big thing, in front of the media about it. So, and I think they're embracing it, and I definitely see a more positive energy. And this is an outside hire. It's what we wanted. It's an outside hire. That's a first-time play caller. But, did we hear anything about Brian Johnson or Patullo outside of outside of this team, in the NFL about just them getting the respect that they're getting? No. Matt LaFleur had a lot of good things to say. He was glazed by Matt LaFleur and a lot of coaches. When he gets his opportunity, watch out, and he's getting his opportunity now. That's how these guys start.
I mean, like like the first day of practice where the media got to see stuff that they were doing. They were tweeting out how much different the offense looked, like how much more professional it looked. You got the defensive players telling you like bonds, like, look, I don't know, how the offense could work out, but man, they're doing a lot of motion. They got a lot of stuff going on, and defense is going to have to figure out. It was like it was Pee Wee League with Patullo. It was easy to figure out. It was easy to know what they were doing. Like I always say, everybody in my chat during games could literally call out the play. I don't think Hurts liked the offense. I don't think none of them liked the offense. And so, yeah, I think it's different now. Now we'll see, we'll see how Mannion is when it gets to calling plays, when it gets to adjusting to what the defense does in game. Like all those things are going to play a part. And then what does Nick do? Does Nick come in and say, all right, look, you're up 10 points at the half. It's time to go
Shut it down.
offense.
Shut it down.
Let's go. All we have to do is just coast that we don't turn the ball over. Like, is that going to be an issue that flares up?
I hope not.
So
I hope not.
I hope not either. But I like what I hear from Mannion, and I know the players like it. I can tell that the players are like, thank God.
Yeah.
EC1 says, 500 and Shakes, what are your thoughts on the possibility of getting Marvin Harrison Jr. in a trade? I think it would be, as far as would I pull the trigger on that, for the right price, I would take a chance because I still think he's talented. And if he could get, maybe a change in scenery, it could help him. But I don't know where the Marvin Harrison stuff comes from. That what I mean, like I don't know, like when did he get on the block? Like where I've never.
It's
where did it come from?
It's just fan speculated.
It's
social media fan speculated. That's all that shit is to me. At least.
Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Doubt deserves blame. Also, can't just blame KP. He was a run game coordinator, and none of us are behind the scenes. Well, yeah. I'll say this. It wasn't behind the scenes. But here's my issue with this, right?
Bro.
And people want to say, Stoutland deserves... Look, I'm not going to say Stoutland didn't have issues and stuff. But my problem is when you have to go behind the run game coordinator's back and lock him out of meetings so that you can come and change what you're doing, then to me, that's a problem that how can I put it on Stoutland? Like, why didn't you work with the guy? Okay, that's my issue. I feel like from what we've learned of Patullo, it was everybody else's fault. It was always everybody else's fault, and I think Stoutland gets blamed for Patullo too. And I don't think he was. I don't think they treated him right, dude.
They took over the run game concepts without telling them they were taking over the run game concepts. They took his job. His job without saying they were telling him they were taking his job. Like it was a passive thing. Yeah,
he said they didn't come to him and say these are the things we want to do different. They just did it behind his back. So, we're not behind the scenes, but if I base it upon that, and then I look at Stoutland's track record as to the type of coach he is, I don't know how much he was to blame. I feel like Patullo blamed everybody else but himself. That's what I think.
Nick did the same thing too.
Yeah. Father David Super Chat. You think we'll get Max Crosby this season? If I had to put money on it, I would say no. But I do think it's possible. I don't think we're out of it. Like I do think I would say like 30% chance, but I don't think most likely no.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. What up, Daz? Always making excuses for Hurts. I just was making excuses for Stoutland. We weren't even talking about Hurts.
Nope.
If you're talking to me, otherwise, no, I don't have to make excuses for Hurts because what I'm saying is 100% accurate. the truth of the matter is you can't have a coach that is that bad that teams know what you're doing and how you're doing it. And then you tell the quarterback, don't worry about making certain passes or throwing in certain coverages, just throw it away. And then say that, oh yeah, the quarterback sucks. Give him a competent offensive coordinator, and then let's see what he can do. If Mannion's as good as I think he is, and we go out and mess up, then I will be the first person to say Jalen Hurts has got to be better. But I don't see how anybody could blame anybody when you had the crappy coaching that they've had. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think that everybody was getting on the Tanner McKee train as well, and I think he looked fucking worse. That's just me, but
yeah. Tiffany says, Joey 500, what do you think of the roster moves that were made today? I mean, I don't know much. I mean, Taron Jackson's back.
They're just bodies. They're just.
I heard some decent. Some people said there may be something with the David Blade kid. I don't know much about him, but other than that, I just see him as camp bodies.
Yeah, Daquan Wright was the undrafted free agent too. He was the undrafted free agent we got that everyone was pretty high on, but I guess they didn't see much from him. I guess.
Yeah, Green Blaze, what's going on, Green Blaze? Thank you for the super chat.
Oh, buddy.
Fan speculation. What can we offer to Marvin Harrison to get his son? I don't know. Jeez, I don't know. Great question.
I don't know.
Offer him. I don't know. Well, I mean, guy like that has probably all the money he needs, everything he needs. I don't know what you can offer him, But, taste the cakes. I don't know.
Did you see Jake Elliott have a presser today? And he said that a lot of bad games with wind, a lot of wind condition issues for a lot of games last year.
For the Eagles?
That's what Jake Elliott said. He said he didn't have a good year because of a lot of windy weather conditions. I swear to God, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. He said, here it is.
Well, how come? But how? Okay, good. What did he say? Tell me what
he says, we played in a lot of really windy games last year. It was a tough year condition-wise.
Okay. Then he should be
then
great.
You should have no
all the questions. My only problem is this. How come every time the other team kicked the field goal, it was right down the middle? Right down the middle every time. 65-yard field goal, right down the middle. It always seems like they kick it right down the middle on us. But I don't know. I think Jake Elliott, I still think he's good, but I think he lost confidence somewhere. This is just my opinion. And I think I think they should have brought in somebody to go up against him and give him a little bit more pressure, to kind of put it out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he just needs a fresh year. That's all.
Yeah. Rock the Artist says, stupid ass people in the chat. Too many people think about Hurts too much. Oh, why negative Eagle fans if you don't support? Why be Eagle fans if you don't support? I don't know. I mean, we weren't even talking about Hurts. We were talking about Stoutland. So maybe I just interjected into something in the chat that had nothing to do with me. If I did that, I apologize. But other than that, I don't know. I just think that the offense was so incompetent that with that coaching that I just don't know how you judge somebody.
It's just spread. It's like every position just looked like shit in the kicker. It's not. I mean, usually with these kickers too, like they should be in their own mindset and they'd be the only line of defense to put like points on the board and like be in their own zone. But he's he's kicking inside the fucking 30 and he's missing. I mean, I wish I had it because I saved it. And it was like Jake Elliott percentage between this many yards to this many yards versus the league. And it was like, he was like down percentage wise for just average kickers out there. I mean, it was really bad, really bad.
Yeah. My theory on Jake Elliott is that he has more pressure on himself when he kicks like an extra point or a short field goal because he's supposed to make it. But the big kicks are no pressure to him because, you're not supposed to make a 65-yard field goal, but he can do it, and those kind of things. Green Blaze Bible, thank you for the super chat. He goes, that's a joke, Philly. Jet starts college time. Oh, okay. You're talking about Junior. I got you. You got me thinking. My head was turning. How can we get him? DJ Simo, thank you for a super chat. What's good, fellas? What are y'all thoughts and opinions on Josh Grizzard as a passing game coordinator? Any expectations? Look, that's a great question. It really is, because we haven't really heard much from him or what, like how it's going. I really think he's there as kind of like to help out Mannion and kind of as like an insurance policy against Mannion.
Yeah.
Because he's got experience as an offensive coordinator,
Yeah. I mean, Tampa was at so he was a pass game coordinator I think it was 24. He was a pass game coordinator, and he was the offensive coordinator last year. As the pass game coordinator, I think like Tampa Bay was at 50% on third downs or something like that. They were like top of the league. Like last year as a coordinator for Tampa, I mean, Tampa seemed like they were the team that was like on fire early in the season.
Yeah.
And then they had like a bunch of injuries. Like their season collapsed last year just because of injuries. But he knows how to use wide receivers. He used a rookie receiver last year. It did pretty good. Had some veterans there last year. So an insurance policy, yeah, I agree with that. It can help with play calling and things like that. So like you actually have some experience in that room that they're actually going to use, which is good. So I've always liked that hiring a lot because I think he was in the running for the offensive coordinator job. I think we actually interviewed him. So we were kind of like, I don't know if this is going to be it for us. But as a pass game coordinator to where Tampa was good a couple years ago, certain downage wise, I think it was a good decision on that signing. So
yeah, I was a little surprised, especially now looking back on it, because they were dead set on trading AJ early. That's obvious. I'm a little surprised they didn't make a play for Evans. Like Evans seems like, I know he gets hurt a lot now, but if he's healthy,
he's hurt now.
Really good. Yeah, I know. But I'm surprised they didn't go after him.
Yeah,
because you have Grizzard there, and you're going to get rid of AJ. He just seems like he would have been a good guy to pick up, But yeah, now he's hurt, so I don't know how long. I
think Mannion just wanted like his own. I mean, look, to trade for Dontavian Wicks and then extend his contract. They could have just traded for Wicks and just let him be cheap for this year, but then they extended him going like $15 million, whatever it was. I mean, it was a pretty good little 1-year extension going into 27. So I mean, a guy that he's been around the last few years. I mean, look, like a quarterback coach.
Well, that tells you he's starting.
Yes,
they're gonna. Yeah, he's gonna start no matter what. He's starting at that 2 wide receiver spot.
Yeah,
he's on the outside.
Agreed.
And I like I said, I think as much as great as we talk about Darius Cooper and I like him a lot, I also think Wicks. I think Wicks has the ability to be one of the better wide receivers in this league from like physical tools. He's got to find consistency. So he's another like upside huge. Him and Cooper. Two guys that if they pan out, boy, it's going to be a problem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's true. Oh crap! I forgot to again. I clicked off the Tiffany thing. I forgot to read it. I think I've watched Bannion's presser more than an unhealthy amount of times. I can listen to the man talk all day. I can too. Like clearly, you're talking to a guy that knows what he's talking about, knows what he wants to do, has some sort of vision. And I think that's why he sold the guys on it,
Yeah,
I do. So yeah, I totally agree with you. It's kind of scary that Smitty and Lemon are out with hamstring injuries. These things linger throughout the season. They do. You can't come back until you're 100%. Otherwise, it flares up again. So I don't think we're going to see these guys for a while. Like I don't think they're going to play. I don't think you're going to see them for another 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe the last preseason game, something like that.
That's all I could really see. Yeah, I think the last preseason game and hopefully some practices under his belt after that. And It just might it might just take a little bit, maybe a couple weeks to a few weeks. I don't know. It might take a little bit of time if it's not getting enough time now. So.
Yeah. Tiffany says Saquon Barkley said how he fleeced Green Bay. I know. There's a beat writer from Green Bay that was actually commenting that last week, was like, I knew it was going to be a problem when Wicks went to Philly because they're hearing good things,
They hated when Wicks went to Philly, and they hated when Sean Mannion got the job in Philadelphia. They hated it.
Yeah. Cooper or Carter, who took a really bigger step at training camp? I think Cooper. I think Cooper has taken the biggest step out of everybody from last year in terms of going from year 1 to year 2. Carter's a vet. I mean, are you talking about Michael Carter or are you talking about Jalen Carter? Jalen Carter has been dominant, but he's already good. Michael Carter's learning a new position. He's been good before. But Cooper's going from a guy who, was on the outs to me, like, top 3 wide receiver on this team right now. I put him top 3. It's Devontae, Wicks, and him. To me, those are the 3 best receivers on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's made a big jump, and I think we're going to see. I think preseason's going to be monstrous for him.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Jake, what up, man? How are you? Ultra says no new kicker to challenge Elliott. No, that maybe they know that maybe they know that it's mental with Elliott, and if you bring in competition, it's only going to screw him up mentally even more, and maybe that's their thinking. But yeah, it's crazy.
They must have faith in him. Then they must have no issue.
Yeah. The entire offense was bad, period. At the top is Sirianni, then KP, then Stout. Most consistent thing the offense had, but it was Stout's fault. Yeah, it wasn't Stout's fault. I'm not saying he doesn't have his part in it, but no. This offense, the problems in the offense were solely, in my opinion, Patullo and Sirianni. They just were in the philosophy. I mean, I watched too many games with them to see, know every call that's coming. Every time the defense made an adjustment early in the game, you knew it would take them 3.5 quarters to get another drive to win the game. And usually it was like Hurts, making plays on his own, but they could not adjust defensively. They could not adjust on offense.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
The emphasis from Sean Mannion at his press conference of getting to the line of scrimmage early was huge. I mean, get the communication between Mannion giving the play to the quarterback calling the play in the huddle, getting to the line, snap the fucking ball, and like and that was said yesterday. I thought that was great. That at least probably looked at tape from last year, and they just took so damn long on some, because these defenses are dissecting everything that the Eagles are doing before, on top of your offensive line being, having injuries. Yeah. It's just,
exactly.
Bad.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's see. If he was solely the run game coordinator and the run game got worse and he didn't adjust, it is on him. They ran power at his request. He was definitely at fault. The problem is that, I can't agree when you close the doors on a guy and you don't tell him what you want done and you don't tell him what changes you want. You just basically shut the door on him. How can you hold that guy responsible? I mean, according to what Stoutland said, and look, I guess there's 2 sides of the story. We haven't heard the other, but according to Stoutland, they didn't tell him anything. They just closed the doors on him, and he came in and they changed everything. They didn't say we've got to do this on the run game. We want to change this up. They just basically kicked him out of the room. So how are you supposed to blame him? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, he's not even involved, period. So how is he even at fault? like even like 1%. I can't even like imagine him even being at fault. I mean, if he's taking the run game concepts, the only thing that we're taking out of run game or Patullo and Sirianni are taking out of the run game concepts is inside zone. Oh, it's 3rd and 23, inside zone. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, I mean, I can understand, you know, you say, okay, well, we're going to change these concepts, and he works with you and you do it. But they tried to change some things. It didn't really get that much better. It didn't really do anything, you know?
No.
So I don't know. You know, I think, I mean, it doesn't matter now. Stoutland's gone. So it doesn't matter. But what matters now is this new coaching staff. And we'll see, you know. But I don't know. I thought it was shady that he comes in one day and they're like, oh, we changed the run, you know, basically changed all the running concepts and never told him to do that they wanted to, you know. Like, it's not like they were saying, we need to change some run concepts here, and he's going, no, we're not going to do that, and refusing. That's not what he said. He said they never say. They just basically went behind his back.
Yeah, we'll see.
How do you judge that?
We'll see what Chris Cooper could do. I mean, it seems like the players like him. And you got to remember, Chris Cooper is a Fangio hire, might I add, because he knew somebody else through the grapevine. And I forgot who said it. This was like a month or two ago. We heard that Fangio actually is the one that got Chris Cooper to Philadelphia. So, Now we know the Eagles have been more successful than the Vikings at drafting offensive linemen. So I think Chris Cooper turned a couple of offensive linemen over the last 4 years to Pro Bowlers, a couple of guys. So let's give it a chance to see what this guy's got. You know, see what happens.
See, and the problem with, I mean, either way, that offense was so predictable. It was brutally predictable, and you know the other problem is that when your offensive line is banged up the way that they were. I don't know if it really matters, you know. So being healthy is a major thing. But I mean, it sounds like what we're hearing they're working on and doing now. It sounds like a lot of guys are very happy with it. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
You
Eagles are
we'll
the Eagles are they're in a good position right now. I think that there's the foundations being laid out, that there is there's a standard for what, like you said earlier, a vision for what Mannion wants this offense to be. And I think, hopefully that's what we're going to get. So,
yeah, I think, like I said, my fear is going to be you're up 24-6 at halftime, and here comes the prevent offense. Mother, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah.
Jeez. But have you guys heard anything about Grenard? No, Grenard's on the physically unable to perform list.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, he's just sitting around waiting before, to get healthy. I don't think you're going to see any. I think the last week of training camp is when you're going to see him. But I don't think we're going to see him until then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see.
It's true.
4133 says 500. I sent you something on Facebook. Proof. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'll definitely check it out. Definitely. But no, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The O-line was hurt, but when Stout was relieved, Saquon's average more. What do you know how much the average went up? I mean, I think doing something different was needed, because it was so predictable, and it would go up just on that. But I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like, how many yards a game did it go up? That would be the question. But it was a flawed offense, And I'm not saying Stoutland doesn't deserve blame, because I think they all share in it. From the coaches to even the players, they all share in that. But boy, that was just such a predictable offense, man. It was just it was Pee Wee League,
Yeah.
Philly, what's going on with superhero? How's you? Oh man, are you talking about Darius Cooper? Or is that what we're talking about? Darius Cooper had an amazing day today. Amazing, best player on the field today. he went off. Yeah, Barkley had 2,000 yards, historical offense the year before, no question about it. But anyways, I mean, is there anything else before we get out of here we want to talk about? Because we're over an hour in.
No, I think that's it. I mean, went over pretty much updates for camp, and hopefully changes are being made, and hopefully, we're looking pretty good. Things are happening, things are rolling. So.
Yeah, nothing but on Bernard today. No, nothing. Nothing today, Mav. Nothing on Bernard. Let's see, Jim. I was like the presser and the O-line saying how the plays are amazing. Looks like an outside run. Then the O-line shifting and running back goes inside the opposite side to the trick. Yeah, I think it's going to be great, and I think Barkley's going to flourish. I really do. I think he's going to have a big year. I'm not saying 2,000 yards, but I think he's going to have a big year. So we'll see. Should be interesting. But anyways, guys, we are going to end it. You got anything planned coming out?
Yeah, just videos, stuff like that. Same old stuff.
Videos, yeah. And I'll be back in the morning, guys. And this is football week. We got a game on Saturday, so should be a lot of fun. But with that, we're going to get out of here. I hope you guys all have a great, great day.
Thank you.
We out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad!
No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dad! That was on you, Dad! That was on you, Dad!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott!
Fantasy Lamb!
Try the Fantasy Lamb! You tried the Fantasy Lamb! You got to give it to C. Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I have to talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.